Hello everyone and welcome back to another video by McDonald Bullion, and for today's video we're going to talk about the cons, the risks involved in purchasing physical gold bullion. We're going to highlight some of those risks, discuss them, and I'll give a bit of a conclusion at the end. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. It's something that I think is important to know the risks and the cons when it comes to buying gold, because despite what people may perhaps preach, gold is not a risk-free investment. And I just want to highlight some of those risks and cons for you, especially if you're thinking about buying precious metals, specifically gold. You can make a bit of a more informed decision after perhaps learning something that you didn't know before. So I am going to talk about some of those risks now. And the first risk I wanted to discuss, one of the cons with gold is, of course, if you're investing in physical gold bullion, you're not going to receive dividends. And dividends is some money that companies pay to their shareholders. And, of course, if you're holding gold bullion, no one's going to be paying you any type of dividend. So it really just sits there until you come to sell. So you're not going to see any return until that time. So it's something to consider if you're looking for something that's perhaps a cash flow income, then gold might not be the thing for you. And of course, another con with gold is it's very expensive. When you compare gold to other precious metals, for example, silver, I don't know the gold and silver ratio right now, but I do know that around £21, so round about $26 is the cost of a 1 ounce silver coin at the time of making this video. Gold's currently round about £1,900, so let's say about $2,200. It's very expensive for an ounce of gold compared to an ounce of silver. One of the main things that you have to consider is going to be security. Are you going to be storing it in a vault, for example? Lots of different bullion dealers within the UK will offer that service where you will pay a certain amount of money a year for them to hold that gold for you. That obviously incurs a charge, which you may not want to do. You may choose to keep it somewhere, maybe at home, maybe at a unit yourself. I don't know, whatever you decide to do with it. Because there's the argument of if you don't hold it, you don't own it. And of course, we've seen COVID recently and the restrictions applied to certain businesses. Are you going to be able to obtain the gold, in those situations? It's something to consider in the future and really ask why you're buying gold in the first place. If it's just to diversify a portfolio, then you may choose to store it if you have a considerable amount, or if you're not comfortable of holding that in your home or another site, some place that's secure, because gold is not cheap. At £1,900 an ounce, you're going to want to keep it safe. So those costs are a little bit of a con, but they may be a very small ripple when it comes to, your insurance with it, because you want to keep it safe. You want to keep it insured. You want to use it and sell it when the time is right. So considering those costs is really important. And of course, you're going to incur some price falls with gold. Price is determined by the simple supply and demand. Is there more demand in gold? If there is, the price is going to increase. And if the demand for gold falls, but the supply is vast, then the price is going to decrease. Gold's seen a lot of movement in the last 10 years upwards. There's been a very strong upward trend with gold. But it's not risk-free, and it's something that you do have to consider when it comes to buying gold, especially if you're thinking about investing, diversifying. I don't think it's a good idea to have all your eggs in one basket. Gold mining has an impact on the environment as well. Of course, it has the deforestation and the harm it can come. Will it mean that can affect the gold price in the future? It may well do. We don't know. It would be interesting to see, but of course, it's a bit of a risk to highlight when it comes to gold mining, because if we discover further gold deposits and things like that, then there has to be the logistics that's in place. And where will we be in the future, especially when we're moving more towards renewable energy? We're trying to steer away from fossil fuels, mining, and also, when you look at other factors as well, will we perhaps not need to mine gold? Will we be able to artificially create it? I don't know. And I'm not really trying to speculate on that, but it's something to think about. It's something that could affect the price in the future, but we don't know. So those are probably some of the main cons when it comes to buying gold, buying physical bullion. I suppose it could be applied for gold jewellery as well. The reason I speak more about gold bullion as opposed to gold jewellery is gold jewellery has a very high premium to them, and gold bullion being McDonald bullion, I wanted to try and highlight more so on the bullion bars and coins itself, because investment-wise, that tends to be what people save the most. So gold is, in my opinion, it's worth it because it's worth diversifying an investment portfolio. If you see it as an investment, if you see it as an insurance policy, a preservation of wealth, whatever you see it as, then I think it's worth everyone, if they can, own a little bit. The more investments you have, the more support is going to be placed. So if you think of the investments as a bit like pillars, then if one knocks down, if one falls over, let's say your stocks and shares goes, you've got gold to fall back on. You've got property. You've got crypto. You've got lots of different things that you can diversify, invest your money into. And lots of places, if you have a little Google search, then you can see that many places, many advisors, not me, I'm not an advisor, but many will recommend 5 to 10% in gold, precious metals. So I hope that was helpful. If you do think that there is anything I did miss out, then let us know in the comments, because I think it's important to highlight the risks, the cons with gold, because it's not all a safe haven. There is risk to it, perhaps less than other traditional investments like property and stocks, but is still an element of risk that you do need to consider and think about, of course. So I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please leave a like on the video. Please subscribe if you want to listen to more. It's going to be a really good one in the next video, so make sure you stick around for that. Thank you all so much for the support. I hope it was helpful, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone. See you later.